Hello, YouTube. Something I just saw something, so of course I'm coming run my mouth about it. So I want to talk about the situation with Nina Green. I guess Nina Green is the child, and I emphasize the word child. I just saw, I refuse to watch any of that shit on Facebook with these people beating each other up and filming it, teenagers beating each other up and kicking each other and filming it and passing around the school to humiliate each other. And I don't watch any of that shit. But this thing I came across on kind of trolling around YouTube says if there's anything worth talking about, and so I did come across this video, and I tell you I couldn't even watch. I could only watch a couple minutes of it because it made me sick. This was a disgusting thing. Okay, so people who are not because of the sensationalism of the violence. That's why people click on this shit. I think it had 110,000 video watches. People like to see car accidents, I guess. Anyway, this thing about beating. Okay, so the little girl is too fast online. She's going on Facebook and she's showing all these revealing outfits and she's being very seductive and very adult-like on Facebook and social media. And I saw the little girl's page. And she's just a child. I don't know if it was made a year ago or something like that. But she's acting like a little girl when she's on her YouTube page. And then to see her treated like some runaway slave is just heartbreaking. See, my thing, and I'm speaking from experience. I know what it's like to be hit with extension cord. I'm gonna try to keep this off me, of my family things, and not unresolved issues in my family. I don't want to overexpose people, embarrass people, things like that. But let me just tell you, I know what this feels like. So, because she's doing all this kind of stuff, so her mother has someone else holding the camera, probably one of her other abused children, walking around the apartment, holding the camera as she beats her child with a stick and slaps her all in the face, kicks her, calls all kind of nasty hoes and all this kind of shit. And how disgusting! Why would you put something like that on in social media? I mean, you got a cameraman following you around to see that? It was horrible. And if she would film that, you can imagine what's going on in the house on a regular basis. Here's the thing about black people, and I know you're pissed. I don't care. Here's the thing about black people. You see these young teenagers out here. You see them doing all of these heinous crimes. I mean, just horrible things. You say, I didn't raise him like that. You're the goddamn lie. You raised him like that because you were that violent with him. All they know is violence. All they know is violence. So when they become teenagers and adults and end up in prison, and you want to wonder, where did that come from? Bitch, you did it. Sometimes these preachers talk about generational curses. Okay, this is a generational curse. This goes all the way back to slavery. See, most people don't treat their children that way. This is a phenomenon with us. We got that from slavery. People were being beaten like they were less than they were treated as just human and considered less than humans. That's the way we were dealt with. The families saw that. They carried it on to the next generation. And when slavery was over, and they carried it on to the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation, and now we think that it's okay to whip your children with extension cord. Have you ever taken an extension cord and hit your skin with it? This is like a razor strap. That's something. It's inhuman. You would be put in jail for treating a dog that way. If you hit a dog with an electric extension cord, spitting all over myself, your ass would go to jail just for abusing an animal. You treat your children that way, and then you wonder why she got a bad attitude. A lot of times I get on the subway here, and I see these young kids get on the bus, and they just get on the train mad, just always mad, face all stuck out, all evil. And I said, "Girl, how you gonna get a man? You looking so goddamn evil." Well, they're not just pretending to be evil. Hell, they are evil. You done beat them like it's some goddamn fight dog, and that's how you prepare your children for the world. This is dead damn wrong. I hate that I saw that shit, and I couldn't even watch it more. I guess this went on for 5-10 minutes. I couldn't even make it past minute 2. The moment she told the cameraman to follow her in another room, I was through. It's ridiculous, people. Listen, I can only imagine what that must feel like. And I don't have any kids. Bless God, I'm not called to be a parent. What I want to say is this: This woman's probably a single mother. I can only imagine what she felt like seeing her child online acting like some hooker or something, and then actually be walking around announcing to the world that she had just had sex with somebody. But she's not getting this behavior from herself. This is the failure of the parent, and now she's trying to fight back. Listen, I know what I well imagine what it's like to be a single parent. I was raised in the projects. There were no fathers there. Nobody had a stop, boy. For a lot of us, our experience was we didn't want that father because he was worse than her. But I can imagine the pressure a woman is under if she's going to work every day. She's trying to provide for her family. She's trying to be both the mother and the father in the family. She's trying to pay all the bills. And when she gets home, she's tired and she has to go home and then be a parent to a teenager. So I can imagine how difficult it is. So I'm going to reprimand Miss Nina Green. You need to stop all that acting that way online. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Just go ahead and grow up as normal as you can under those conditions. Because you are under conditions. That's a child abuser. That's an abuser. Until you beat somebody like that until you're tired, you're an abuser, lady. Now I'm not saying that you need to be hung. I'm saying you need to get some help. And we as a people need to get some help. I was amazed. I was so ashamed when I was a child of having to cover my legs and my arms because of the welts all over my body from extension cord beatings. That was like my huge secret when I was a child, carried into my adulthood. When I became an adult and started being around people in prison, being around people in church even, and here's some of the attitudes of people about they had the same or similar kind of abuse, and they thought it was funny. They thought she beat the shit out of me with extension cord boards and belts. They think it's normal, and it's not normal. You think white people out there beating their kids like that? They walk around with a smile on their face on the way to college. We're sitting up here damaged, violent, dysfunctional. It doesn't work. And I'm not blaming you only for yourself. I can imagine the amount of stress that would cause to see your child online doing these kind of things. But online is not the answer. You have a personal problem going on in your house. What do you need a camera for? Well, you got to be famous for beating your children? We need to get over this, people. I'm speaking to black people at this point. You white, click off. We need to get over this shit because it's dead damn wrong. It's dead, and it comes from slavery. We've learned to treat each other that way. Now, when that little girl grows up, we don't know what we're going to get. First of all, she's going to leave home way too early. She's going to be out of there, honey, on the first thing smoking as soon as she's able to do it. If she can work at Burger King and get a roommate, she'll be out of there at 16, 17, whatever it is. As fast as she can get out of there. So there's no relationship. And she's not going to be a longing to get back to the woman either. The mother, every relationship is broken. If somebody put their hands on you, imagine somebody treating you like that. And then you're going to just go and be friends again. It's always going to be tension there, honey. Always, for the rest of your life. You're never going to trust that person because you know what's in them. So I can imagine you having an out of control teenager. And I'm sorry, but I don't have the solution for that. I know millions of people are able to do it without doing what you did. It's wrong. So listen, you identify you got a problem, just like if your husband come and beat you, like, and he probably has the abuse. I mean, that's how domestic abuse works. Somebody beats you, somebody abuses you, and then you go and abuse, and you go and play the role that was perpetrated against you. So God knows what's going on in the house. There's probably no man there because he was probably an asshole. I mean, I don't know the family situation, but I know that was sick what I just saw. Sick. And it pains me, it hurts me that people consider that normal. Black people. I already told the white people to click off, so don't get mad at me. I'm exposing anything. Black people think that's normal. That is not normal. The stories I used to hear, y'all already know I'm an ex-con. I've been in prison a whole lot of times, so I actually got to know a lot of decent people in there. after they're away from the streets, away from the hustle, away from the drugs and all that kind of stuff. They were just people. But the stories of abuse that I heard in that place, inhuman. So my first advice, lady, don't do no shit like that again. You are fortunate that they don't come and arrest you and put you in jail, and you would deserve to be there. You don't. That's not how you treat a human being. You don't treat a person like that. You don't treat your daughter like that. What is it? Why do I live in California? Why I got to see that? You got the whole damn world. You know how hard it is going to be for that little girl to go to school and be around badass kids. It's going to be difficult for her until she finishes school, based on this bad decision you made. It's bad that it's going on in the house. Period. I can tell you the people I see, the ones who are not angry and mad already before that. You see, women when you get they're so scared, they're scared to fart. They get the threat, they get the eye. Wait till I get you home. Wait till I get you something to beat on, somewhere to take all your frustrations on. If your child is out of control, then you need to figure out a plan to get her back under submission. If you got to send her away, a lot of people got to send the children away. You can't handle them anymore. Then so be it. That would be better than what you did. And I know that whatever you put on film is probably much worse at home. This is normal for you. That girl, you don't humiliate people like that. They never go back to being normal. That's worse than if you were having sex with her. That's worse than childhood. That's worse than sexual abuse. To abuse somebody like that publicly. Because it's humiliation. It's public humiliation. Like they used to take the slaves out in the middle of whatever their square and beat them till they're almost dead. You can't be a man under those conditions. How could you? How can she be a normal little girl? Get some help, lady. Okay, I guess I'm talking on this thing. I'm talking half to people, half to the person who's perpetrated it. And maybe there's a good chance you might see that. But I'll just say this. Listen, I'm overwhelmed. I don't want to treat her that way. I don't want her to end up pregnant. It's a very real thing. And I need help. Do that. Find some groups. Find somewhere you can talk to it. People are trying to do the right thing. But the key thing is this. Try to do the right thing. Try to help this child. She's gonna be out on the street in a few minutes. She's already dressing like that and posting pictures of her naked titties all over the damn internet. What do you think her chances are not end up being in prostitution when she leaves your house? Because she's gonna be going very soon. Who would stay in a house like that after you've done that to that child? She'll never forget that. She'll be in her 40s before she's able to let that go. And it ain't the only time it's happened either. It's probably happened. What abusers generally beat on once a week, every 2 weeks, something like that. When nothing's wrong, they find something wrong because they're so used to beating you. It's become like a sport to them. That's the only way they can expel their frustration. It's horrible. Okay, black people, you want to stop raising criminals? You want to stop raising an army of angry people, mad people, people who do horrendous things? You want to stop raising generations of drug addicts? Stop beating your kids. Don't beat them. You don't beat them. Find another way. Read a book. Parenting, 101. Start there. We've got to break this cycle. We are the victim. You woman beating your kid, you're a victim. The child's a victim. I'm a victim. Most of us are victims. Didn't have to be that way. You see people walking around, they got a smile on their face. They're acting normal. They have normal desires. Those people are not abused people. You spend your whole time trying to tell us how Black lives matter. Really? If my life matters, then why is it okay to treat me like a second-class citizen? Why is it okay to beat me with extension cords and belts and boards? She had a damn board hitting the girl in the fucking face with a board. You want to change the situation? You want to break the cycle for your grandkids? Think about what you're doing. Think about it. Hell, learn how to take a walk. Go to anger management courses. Do whatever you have to do so you can stop the violence in your own home. And if you got a nigga in there beating the shit out of you, throw his ass out or move when he's at work. That's what you can do. You can at least try to do the right thing. Dang, you enjoying that. You got somebody walking around filming it. Come on in here. I can smack her in the face with a damn board for her kids to school so they can torment her for the rest of her time in school. That'll show her. Show her what? Show her self-hatred, self-loathing, thinking she's some kind of fucking horrible monster. That ain't how you get a child up under submission. No, I have never raised no goddamn kids, and I'm glad I don't have the responsibility, because it must be awesome where you come to the conclusion that this is the only way they can go out into the world. They can be raised. Sometimes I'm on the bus. I take the bus and the train. I get on the bus. If a bunch of young black teenager girls get on the bus, I get off. I don't want to hear all the cussing and the fussing and the bitching and the hoes and the threats and all the negativity. They ain't get that shit from themselves. We need to grow up. You want the white people to start treating you like a human being? We need to start treating ourselves like a human being. You can't handle your boy? Heavy. Heavy. I know it. I can imagine, because I was raised by a single parent. I know what it's like to have all the stresses of the man of the house and all the stresses of the woman of the house. You got them all the stresses, and then your kids start, because they're teenagers, start acting a goddamn fool, and then you're overwhelmed. But baby, you've got to break the cycle. It's on you. It's on you. It's a responsibility. And stop having babies. If this girl has a child, I know that they say that this abused person like this will do the same thing to their child. And on and on and on through centuries. This shit is carried on. You love your kids, stop beating them. Let them be able to trust you and talk to you. That's all I got. And I can't think of I can't think of. It's horrible what we do to ourselves. Black lives do really matter, and we are the same as other people. But we have to get that early, like at this age right now.